Good morning, and welcome to the 4 answers to the 4 questions that were set by Career Foundry as part of my last task on my UX design course. Let's get straight into it with the 4 questions. The first one asks, have you ever given feedback on somebody else's design before? And have you ever received feedback on your own design? I would say yes to both of those questions. I think giving and receiving feedback is crucial for a designer, and so I take part in it whenever possible. Early on in this course, I signed up for usertesting.com, and I'm a regular contributor there. Also, the fact that you get paid $10 per session is quite nice. And I also regularly go on the Task Help Slack channel that was advertised to us really through Career Foundry, and just help other students out with getting the same in return. I think when giving others feedback, I try to be as honest as possible, even if that, I don't really want to say potentially hurts other people's feelings, but maybe rubs people up the wrong way. I always try and aim to be constructive rather than negative, and I do that because I would expect the same in return when my work was being peer reviewed or critiqued. I think it's the best way to learn through honesty. When giving feedback, I think it's important to focus on exactly what the designer wants feedback on, and the same vice versa when I'm giving my pieces out, my articles, my portfolio or so on, prototypes. You really want to get people to knuckle down on the exact feedback that you want to get, and that's it. I would want the same when I was giving feedback on someone else's design. Question number 2 says, how would your teammates describe you professionally? I won't have such a long answer on this one, but I think whenever I've worked in teams, I've done that throughout my career, I've both worked solo and in teams. I think I've been a valued and well-liked contributor who fits in quite easily to whatever team they're put in. I think others would say that I am gregarious, I'm open to ideas, empathetic, I think also adaptable, and I strive to make sure that everyone is involved. What I would say about myself is I'm equally as happy to take on the role of leader or just be a member of the team. I said I can adapt to either of those situations. Question number 3 asks, tell me about a difficult project where you overcame a challenge. I think the best and most relevant answer to this question would be the course that I've just undertaken. I chose a course in UX at a time of great uncertainty in both the world and on a personal level. It was a career change for me and a real step into the unknown as I was coming at the UX subject as a complete novice. But along this path of good time management, discipline, dedicated long hours of study, and the right attitude, I've managed to complete this course one step, one task, one achievement at a time. And of course, I've just learned so many new skills along the way in terms of research, data analysis, human-centered design principles, visual design, and so on. And I'm sure that will now really help me in whatever UX career path I choose to go down. Question number 4 states, think of a question you could ask the interviewer. For instance, this could be something about their organization's culture, flow, or a more specific question about a product. I think when being interviewed, it's normally quite wise to have a couple of questions to ask the interviewer, just to show that the candidate is eager and has done their homework. If I was at an interview, I would have already prepared the week before, just researching that specific company, finding a subject of interest that interests me on their media feeds, on their website, that I could inquire about a little bit more on the day of the interview. Other than that, I guess other questions I would like to ask an interviewer is, I would like to know what a typical work week would look like in the office. If they can just give me a general outline, it's always good to be mentally prepared for that. I would also ask what the biggest challenges would be for someone who is applying for that said role or my role. I would be interested to find out about the overall work culture. I think fitting into a team and getting to know everyone that's part of the team from start to finish just makes for a much more healthy, professional, enjoyable work environment. And I think finally I would ask the interviewer what they liked about working for the company, what makes it enjoyable, what makes them want to come into work and do what they do. Thanks so much for listening. Wish you well, Lorenzo. Really great to meet you. Maybe we'll see each other one day. But I'll stay in touch and I'll hopefully impress you when I've got bigger margins on things. Ciao.